she could hardly speak, poor thing.
Boring, repeating the same.
ये कांग्रेस वाले खुद को देश का मालिक समझते हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार का अहंकार आज देश ने फिर देखा है। उन्होंने राष्ट्रपति जी को पुअर थिंग कहा।
Viewers, the fireworks on day one of the budget session of Parliament is just a glimpse of the stormy session ahead. After President Murmu's opening remarks on the budget session, Sonia Gandhi raked up a fresh controversy. Sonia, while dissecting the president's address, said that Droupadi Murmu was getting very tired by the end, while LOP Rahul Gandhi called it boring. Sonia was heard saying false promises, after which Rahul Gandhi said the speech was boring. To this, Sonia replied the president was getting very tired by the end and that she could hardly speak. Listen in to the complete sequence.
Usual false promises.
Boring. No comment.
No, the poor lady, the president was getting very tired by the end.
Repeating the same thing again
No,
and
she
again.
could hardly speak, poor thing.
Not just Sonia and Rahul, other opposition leaders were quick to join the bandwagon. TMC MP Kalyan Banerjee called the speech funny and said it was just a repetition of last year's speech. Pappu Yadav said that president was like a stamp paper who read out a love letter. However, Priyanka Gandhi came out for her mother's defense and said that it was Sonia who was 78 years old and did not mean any disrespect. Listen in.
My mother is a 78-year-old lady. She simply said that the president must have been tired reading such a long speech. Poor thing. I don't think she fully respects. In fact, she has the utmost respect for it. जिस खाई में इन्होंने इस देश को डुबोया है, पहले उसके लिए माफी मांगे।
मैं देखिए उन बेचारी का तो कोई दोष नहीं, वो राष्ट्रपति हैं, वो तो स्टाम्प है और किसी का लव लेटर पढ़ना है उनको।
It is really funny. Whatever, there is no, you just compare the 2024 speech and 2025 speech, or are equal. I am really frustrated with this speech.
Now, Prime Minister Modi has also hit out at the Congress party for insulting the president. The PM has said that this was an insult to tribals and Dalits and showcases the mindset of the grand old party.
ये कांग्रेस वाले खुद को देश का मालिक समझते हैं। कांग्रेस के शाही परिवार का अहंकार आज देश ने फिर देखा है। उन्होंने राष्ट्रपति जी को पुअर थिंग कहा, गरीब कहा और चीज कहा, थकी हुई कहा। एक आदिवासी बेटी का बोलना इनको बोरिंग लगता है। ये देश के 10 करोड़ आदिवासी भाई बहनों का अपमान है। ये देश के हर गरीब का अपमान है।
And of the budget session, Rahul Gandhi says you will see that the finance minister goes with a briefcase to Sansa during the photo session. You will not see a single Dalit, a tribal, a backward class person or a minority in the photo. Rahul Gandhi, of course, continues to be defiant and continuing to target Finance Minister Sitharaman.
कल आपको दिखेगा फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर जाएंगी ब्रीफकेस लेकर, वहां पे फोटो आएगी। फोटो देखना, फोटो में आपको एक दलित नहीं दिखेगा, एक आदिवासी नहीं दिखेगा, एक पिछड़े वर्ग का व्यक्ति नहीं दिखेगा, एक माइनॉरिटी नहीं दिखेगा। 90 अफसर हैं जो कल बजट बनाएंगे, 90, और 90 में से 3 अफसर ओबीसी वर्ग के हैं। आपकी आबादी 50%, 90 में से 3 अफसर आपके, और कल बजट में अगर 100 रुपए बटेगा तो आपके अफसर सिर्फ 5 रुपए का निर्णय लेंगे।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
And let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us with us is Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of the BJP. With us also is Shahi NC, leader of the Shiv Sena Shinde. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, political analyst, is joining us on the show. With us also is Dr. Sudha Mishra, leader of the Congress from Lucknow. We have Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, for joining us. I'd like to thank all of you. And let me begin with Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, she could hardly speak. She's a poor thing, boring. These are the kind of statements that have been made. Aren't these extremely condescending statements to be making of the President of India? Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
माधव, हिंदी में एक कहावत है, तिल को ताल करना. You know that BJP's double standard are hard to miss. When Sonia Gandhi ji rather expressed empathy towards the President, our Honorable Srimati Droupadi Murmu ji, the BJP and the media shamelessly twisted it into a propaganda. If anyone has truly insulted India's first tribal woman... Is
boring also empathy, sir?
Yeah,
boring is empathy?
I'm coming. I have 2 points. Let me finish those 2 points and you can counter me. From excluding our Honorable President to the Ram Temple inauguration or the inauguration of our new Parliament building, the BJP has never ever tried to give an iota of little respect to our President. Now, when the total the arrangements, the incompetence of the Yogi government has come out in handling the Kumbh Mela, the economic survey report has come out, which shows a very dismal picture of the Indian economy, though they have manipulated the data. These are the things that the BJP government at the center and various states are under a lot of pressure. So that's what I said, til ke tal. When our leaders have tried to show empathy to the President, there is always a halla bulla because they have called her a poor
Okay, I don't know what Kumbh Mela has anything to do with the insult to the President, but you've had your say, Mr. Chaudhary. I've given you a lot of time. Let me quickly bring in Shazia Ilmi now. Shazia Ilmi, 2 points being made here that, it's being misrepresented because what Sonia Gandhi has done is show empathy towards the President, and that is being misconstrued. Please respond to Mr. Chaudhary.
You know, the disdain with which Sonia ji spoke of the Mahamahim, Rashtrapati Murmu ji, it is indeed very unfortunate. She said, poor thing, she could barely speak. She was getting very tired. Now, this is not the perception others have. And the condescension in her voice, the patronizing manner in which said, poor thing. So it just shows a mindset, people who come from there will not see it. But it is like looking down upon someone else who's clearly not part of your world and said, oh, poor thing. What was the need to say poor thing? What was the need to say she was getting tired? And what was so boring about her speech, I would like to ask Rahul Gandhi. She is talking about and showcasing all that has been achieved in the last year, as presidents do, and that is president's address. So instead of listening to what was being said, Rahul Gandhi found it exceedingly boring. Maybe he didn't figure it out or understand it. And why should Sonia ji make such disparaging remarks about another woman and call her a poor thing? Isn't that very feudal? Isn't that very patronizing? I think it's very unbecoming of such leaders to talk about Rashtrapati Murmu ji in this manner.
All right.
It was totally uncalled for.
Okay, Ghanshyam Tiwari.
And she spoke very well, I thought. And I could not see her any fatigue. I could not see any fatigue.
Okay, there was no fatigue there.
Saw so much fatigue in
let me bring in Ghanshyam. Ghanshyam, there was no fatigue visible. It was very patronizing. It was feudalistic to make these kind of comments. Please respond to the BJP spokesperson.
Good evening, Madhav, to you, the viewers and the fellow co-panelists. The Prime Minister, who is turning the democracy into a soap opera, stood at an election podium where entire BJP is imagining Ramesh Biduri, a perpetual abuser of women and other people, as a prospective Chief Minister of Delhi. Such a Prime Minister whose party goes to Ram Rahim to seek votes, whose party backs Raj Bhushan to the hilt, who stands with Prajwal Revanna, the serial rapist, to seek for votes. This party is preaching India respect for women. And the party would not mention Manipur, which is a place where tribals are currently being destroyed at the behest of BJP government and at the behest of complete chaos that is unraveled for many months, over a year. Then the tribal mindset doesn't come. So when you want to turn the democracy into a soap opera, you would pick a word, translate it into a Hindi, and try to make an election speech out of it on a day when your election survey says that your economic performance has been the worst in the past 5 years. On the day that you don't have anything to speak about Manipur, on the day that you keep saying that we have given X amount of mudra loans, can anybody here explain 3 highlights of what the president, her speech is a representation of the agenda of the government and their important work that they are doing for the nation. I invite your viewers to look at the speech and find one thing that is relevant to you. That will improve education, that will check exam leaks, that will provide jobs, that will fight inflation. Just one thing, or that will solve the Manipur crisis, not one thing. If such a speech, which is the agenda of the government, if the agenda of the government is being called boring, and if out of empathy somebody is saying that somebody was made to speak for such a long time and she was unable to speak, Prime Minister would turn it into a soap opera, and that is what the nation is now viewing, and that is what we are debating. I am not an expert on soap opera. The entire BJP may be.
All right, all right. Shahi, would you like to respond to Ghanshyam?
Yes, I would like to. I mean, it's so shocking that Dimple Yadav's former aide, Nayab Yadav, the way he gets arrested for raping a minor girl, the way Madhavdas G's close associate, then a woman is raped and the serious charges on that man who is very close to Madhavdas G. What does he say? That there has to be a DNA report. This is the true character of Samajwadi Party, and they get so that all the outrage there is for women's issues is only there when they find a BJP MP involved somewhere, which makes it very, which almost trivializes a very serious issue such as crimes against women and attitude towards women. So Ghanshyam should know better than that. And we are talking about the way President was spoken about. You yourself said that, oh, it was so tiring. How do you know it was tiring for her? Why do you speak for her? Do you think she cannot speak for herself? And why did Sonia Gandhi have to say, poor thing, she could barely speak? Are you pitying her? And how dare you? How dare you do that? First time we have an Adivasi Beti as a president. And you pitying her? You're worried about how she's speaking? You look at what kind of clipped English are you used to, that you're having a problem with the way she is speaking? You spot fatigue when there is none. She's going through her speech extremely well, as she's always been such a responsible, whether as a president or as a former governor. She has fulfilled her responsibilities so well, and now you're finding it very, you're finding it almost, you're looking at her with disdain.
Okay.
And you say something
like, आप हंस क्यों नहीं है? I mean, ये कह रही है कि ट्राइबल्स का इंसल्ट हो रहा है, क्या ये हंसने का मामला है? प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कि शाही परिवार को लगता है कि प्रेसिडेंट बोरिंग है, थका हुआ है, उन्होंने बेइज्जती की है, और ये 10 करोड़ ट्राइबल्स का इंसल्ट है. इसमें हंसने की क्या बात है, मैडम?
मैं पहले बताऊंगी कि हंसने, प्रणेश जी, पहले 2 लाइनें आपके, लश्कर भी तुम्हारा है, अखबार भी तुम्हारा है, और तुम झूठ को कुछ भी कह दो, सरदार भी तुम्हारा है. सब जो भी लाइनें हैं ये सब सटीक बैठती हैं, और कई बार मैं तालियां बजाना चाहूंगी आपके चैनल और आप लोगों के लिए. इस देश में जो मुद्दा है, जिसमें बात होनी है, उस पर बात तो आप कर नहीं पाएंगे. आप बात करेंगे प्रोपेगेंडाइज करने के लिए और बताएंगे किसने कैसे बोला, किसने क्या बोला. आप भी जानते हैं कि
आप कह रही हैं कि प्रेसिडेंट के स्पीच को बोरिंग कहना बिल्कुल ठीक है.
एजेंडे पे जिसपे
पप्पू यादव कहते हैं लव लेटर है, वो ठीक है. आप जस्टिफाई कर रहे हैं सारे स्टेटमेंट्स को.
इसमें जिस तरह झूठ फैला रहे हैं.
नहीं, सुधा जी सिंपल क्वेश्चन. सुधा जी, तो आप सच बोलिए ना, आप सच बोलिए.
आप जैसे पत्रकार,
आप सच बोलिए. सुधा जी, सिंपल सवाल, क्या आप डिनाई कर रहे हैं कि राहुल गांधी ने बोरिंग शब्द का प्रयोग किया?
किसी और मसले पे बात नहीं होगी, बात होगी सोनिया.
सुधा जी, अगर आपको सवाल लेनी है तो आप डिबेट में क्यों आते हैं? मोनोलॉग नहीं है मैम, दिस इज अ डिबेट.
आप बताइए सरकार.
No, this cannot be allowed. This cannot be allowed. This cannot be allowed. Sudha Mishra, if you are not going to take questions, I'm not going to allow you on this debate. This is not correct. No, this is not correct. This is not a pulpit to preach from. I'm going to lower your fader and I'm going to take this across to Kamru Zaman Chaudhary. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, Sudha Mishra is accusing us of running propaganda, all sorts of things. Simple question. It's Pappu Yadav used a word like love letter for the president, for a female president. You have Mr. Rahul Gandhi is using boring. Are you going to justify that on national television?
Madhav, you have got every right to question us. There's no doubt about it. But listen to the context of the entire episode that happened today. When C.T. Ravi, Mr. Ravi, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, he boycotts the inaugural address in the Tamil Nadu Assembly. Then what happens? None of us debate on that issue because that's also a constitutional impropriety done by the
please raise
honorable governor.
Sir, who's stopping you from raising this? Who's stopping you from raising it? Raise it. This matter has been very widely reported. I respectfully disagree with you, Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary. Mr. R.N. Ravi has been debated on this very show. Maybe not on the day, but perhaps there were other issues happening. But Mr. R.N. Ravi and his departure from constitutional procedure has been debated on this very show. Please look up the archives of the last 1 year. But China NC, one second. China NC, please respond to this. Because, you know, this is preposterous. There are comments coming in for a female president, and now you have a panelist who says that this is complete propaganda, that there is this is absolutely unjustified. What about comments like boring? What about comments like love letter?
You know, it shows. So, Madhav, I've got my audio, so please allow me a rebuttal. You know, the first thing one should do is talk about women supporting women. It is so unfortunate that you have Sonia Gandhi using these kind of anecdotes to say, oh, poor thing, and Rahul Gandhi, who has intellectually no IQ up there, talking about it being boring. Obviously, it will be boring for him because it went above his head. He didn't have the basic common sense to dissect point by point. This is not just about the constitutional head of the country. Droupadi Murmu is an accomplished tribal woman, and we say it with pride. And all the women of India support her. So why shouldn't women in the political class also be supporting her and supportive of her? You use adjectives like saying, oh, this poor thing, and she was so tired. You haven't for 1 minute talked about what she has spoken about. Dissect every point she has spoken on. Dissect every single issue that she has brought up. You have chosen to dismiss all of that. And there you have Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying boring, no comments. What comment would you want from an imbecile who really cannot even comprehend what she has spoken on?
Ghanshyam, would you like to take that question? I hope you also don't think that, insult to tribals is amusing, like Dr. Sudha Mishra.
I don't think anybody thinks that. Women supporting women. On this very show, Shazia Almi defended Brajbhushan
insult was mentioned by the other panelists, but please, nevertheless, go on. On
this very show, Shazia defended Brajbhushan Saran Singh. I don't think Shaina let go any tear for Vinesh Fogart, or when Prime Minister stood with Prajwal Ravanna, or when BJP stood near the feet of Baba Ram Rahim to seek votes, or for the women of Manipur. There is no single instance women in BJP, women leaders in BJP, shy away to even say the basic common thing that they should say. When leaders of BJP, even today, the whole wrestling federation is an insult to every woman. So please don't preach. When leaders of BJP preach, please, I was not interrupting you. 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 I was not interrupting you. I was not interrupting you. Please allow me to speak.
Okay. The objection coming in, Ghanshyam. All right, Shaina, let Ghanshyam conclude. Ghanshyam, the objection that they are saying is that you're comparing apples to oranges. This is about the President of India. Please respond to them.
Women supporting women. Atishi Marlina, did single BJP voice come in? Brajbhushan Saran Singh, even the Wrestling Federation operator, single voice came in against Prajwal Ravanna. Did Shaina did a press conference against Prajwal Ravanna? The entire BJP today stands with you. If anybody stands out as a predator, as a politician, you will see BJP leaders standing behind him. If that person is a BJP person.
Okay,
so
Shazia Almi.
No moral ground to preach.
All right, you asked the question. Shazia Almi, respond to that. BJP is protecting predators against women. That's the line of argument.
I want this man to know. No, Ghanshyam, do not go where. Ghanshyam, don't go there. I will pull you down and I will show you the mirror. What did Akhilesh Yadav do? Swati Maliwal was beaten up. And the next day, Arvind Kejriwal goes along with Vibhav and Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh had admitted, yes, something terrible had happened with Swati Maliwal. And what did Akhilesh do? Was quiet. Vibhav was roaming around right in the background. This is Akhilesh Yadav. And Dimple Yadav's close aide rapes a minor girl. And you have nothing to say. But you want to cherry pick on these issues also. I mean, men can also support women. It's not just about women supporting women. It's everybody supporting all those who need support. So this is complete bunkum. So get off your high horse, see the reality, and please say, do you agree with Rahul Gandhi and Pappu Yadav? It's a love letter. Do you talk about would he talk about Pappu Yadav, talk about his wife in this manner or his daughter in this manner? You're talking about a lady Why would you do that? Why would you do that and really mock women only because they don't speak like you and they come from marginalized sections? Why would you do that?
I'll just add to what the BJP is saying. Just simple question. We saw SP Supremo Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav saying boys will be boys in the context of violence against women. Now, if you're going to ask their track record, they will certainly point to the track record of the Samajwadi Party as well.
They should, but I'm just simply saying on this debate, your viewers will notice not one word against Prajwal Ravanna, not one word against Baba Ram Rahim, not one word against Brajbhushan Sharan Singh, not one word against Ramesh Biduri. This is the reality of BJP. They, as I said, that if there was a lineup of predators against women, you will see BJP leaders lining up if they can get votes with them. This is the reality of India, and elections after elections, BJP to the
Shaina wants to respond to you as well.
Prajwal Ravanna case shows that.
Okay, Shaina NC.
Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Madhav, the reality is this is a Congress hangover. They believe in a sense of superiority where they feel that they are the entitled Dennis who can pass any comment. And this is about a woman who has risen from the ranks, who has a constitutional position, who has lived up to every expectation, and still you have nothing to talk about. So you will use adjectives like poor thing, boring, because that is your superior mindset, which is actually an inferiority complex. And if you ask me, if the Congress party had any sense of right doing, they would comment on the points made. They chose to completely ignore all of that. And the fact that you have this so-called, creme de la creme of the Congress party that has nothing to offer to the country, they believe that they can use words like poor and rich. Though gone are those days. Prime Minister Modi has lived by example, has given women an opportunity by example, has respected them. And if a Prime Minister can do so, I don't see why the Congress party should completely, try to defend the indefensible in this particular debate.
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, I'm just going to read. Forget what BJP is saying. Forget what the Prime Minister is saying. This is what Rashtrapati Bhavan is saying. And I think as citizens, we need to at least take cognizance of that. Allow me a minute to just read out the statement. I'm paraphrasing from it, of course, for a paucity of time. Prominent members of Congress have made comments that have hurt the dignity of the high office and are therefore unacceptable. These leaders said President was tired by the end and could hardly speak. There's nothing further from the truth. President was not tired at any point. Speaking up for marginalized women and farmers during the address can be tiring, but can't be tiring, I beg your pardon. The President office believes that leaders not acquainted with the idiom and discourse in Indian language thus formed a wrong impression. It's in poor taste, it's unfortunate and entirely avoidable. What would you say to this statement coming in from the President's house? Leave aside the politics.
Madhav, I don't want to comment on the President's office, but the basic fact remains. Today, our Honorable Prime Minister hinted at made a very sinister comment against the tribal women of the country. When on 3rd of May, tribal women of Manipur were paraded naked in the BJP-ruled Manipur, and the video was flashed across all television channels and social media, the Prime Minister shamelessly today says that foreign powers will hand before the parliament session begins. This is the respect they have got for the tribal women. और यहाँ पे आकर मगरमच्छ का आंसू बहा रहे कि ट्राइबल प्रेसिडेंट को अपमान कर दिया. We were showing, our leaders were showing empathy for the female tribal president out here. And
so what is empathy? Love letter is empathy? Boring is empathy?
You hand out
this is a very strange way of showing empathy.
Letter. You hand out a president's office, a PMO prepared speech, and you expect the prime president
to read when does the president not read out what the government says? Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary, that's the established practice. Whether you're acquainted with parliamentary practice or not, I don't know. But Shazi Alman, quick last word, because this is the allegation is about the yardsticks of the BJP. That's a question coming in from Kamruzaman Chaudhary relating to Manipur. Quick response from you, please.
This is not about yardsticks of BJP or Congress. These are general yardsticks. This is how we conduct ourselves. This is how we respect women. And also, women in office, no matter where they come from, to make comments on them and to say that they were not fit enough to give a speech, bechari, look down upon them, have this kind of condescension in your voice because somebody up there who is the constitutional head, who happens to be a tribal woman, a lady we are proud of, a lady president, and you bring her down by saying she was tired, she could barely speak. You're running her down, and I think that is not okay. That is something we must speak against. It is in very poor taste, and I think an apology is due from both Pappu Yadav and Rahul Gandhi, who should be taken seriously, considering they're parliamentarians and they represent people. Many of them are women. And
let's leave it there. Let's leave it there, Shazia, because we're out of time. Shazia Ilmi, Shaina NC, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, Dr. Sudha Mishra, Ghanshyam Tiwari. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this debate on the Newshour Agenda.